Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. In today's video I have some interesting content. I hope you guys find it enjoyable. I certainly find it interesting. But what we're going to be taking a look at today is a plastic prototype of an upcoming model from Koenig Knives. Koenig Knives is the company responsible for the Zenata, a knife that I reviewed not too long ago, as well as the Atrox and also the Tarsus. So the Arius here is the new model, and it hopefully will be coming out by the end of the year, but this is where we're currently at they're currently at in their kind of their production stages. And they did a plastic prototype of the knife. So yeah, let's talk about, I guess, kind of the specs of what it's going to be, and then I'll talk about kind of the importance or the benefit of doing a plastic prototype and how it helps them or fits in the production schedule. So yeah. All right, so taking a look at it, it's going to be about a 3.5 inch blade. I measured this about 4.8 inches in terms of the length there. It's going to be very nicely contoured, very comfortable in the hand. Even the plastic prototype phase here, I can already tell it's a knife that I will very, very much enjoy using. Size-wise, it compares quite favorably with the ZT-0562. Or like the Benchmade Griptilian full size. So the camera may not convey it well, but these are all pretty much neck and neck in terms of size. So that's what you can kind of expect as far as like how big it's going to be. But the materials that are kind of scheduled right now, or that they're thinking of using or planning on using, are going to be S90V for the blade, and it's going to be a very nice high hollow grind. It will be a titanium frame lock with overlays and a stainless steel lock insert. So the overlays could be like G10 or carbon fiber. Again, it's not quite nailed down. And then the back spacer, maybe G10, carbon fiber, or titanium. So it's still in the production phase, or still in the planning phase essentially. It will be a dedicated flipper. They will have some chamfering up here for comfort of the flipper. The flipper tab will kind of lock in the finger and the forward grip. An integrated lanyard hole on the back of the knife. That's part of the titanium frame there. So really cool features, beautiful lines. I'm really excited for this knife. I'll definitely be getting one whenever it is that they come out. So, all right, now let's talk about what the benefit is. Actually, let's talk about how this is made first. So this is made using a 3D printer. There are several different types, but this is a high resolution resin and ultraviolet light based printer. So this is just in 3 pieces. Functionally, it's very rudimentary, very basic here. But as far as the actual detail in the printing, it's pretty good. You can see some of the different aspects of the knife. So yeah, pivot's still undecided as well, so don't expect it to look like that essentially. But yeah, so all right, now how does this fit into essentially the production knife schedule? So there's there's quite a few steps. The first step is obviously going to be the design. Someone's going to have to essentially sit down and come up with an idea for a new knife, figure out the lines, figure out functionally what they want it to do, some of the different features, and then they'll sketch it up, and you might see a really cool drawing. From there, that 2D format has to go to a 3D format in order to be, basically so the machines can read it and figure out what to do with it. So maybe SolidWorks or another type of program. Someone will sit down and have to basically program everything in every aspect of the knife. I'm sure it's quite difficult to use those programs. And then from there, you can either go to a plastic prototype such as this, or you can go essentially to a full working prototype if you want, although there's going to be some cost components in there. And when you have it in, like, let's say this plastic prototype, it does a couple things. One, it really takes that 2-dimensional design and puts it into 3-dimensional format, so you can figure out, do I like it? Have we missed the mark on anything? How does it feel in the hand? Things of that sort. It also lets them kind of nail down from the design standpoint what can the machines do, what needs to be done by hand as well, and kind of nail down the cost components. So all really interesting. You have to make sure that you don't lose an important aspect of the design when you're going from 2D to 3D. And then there are other probably minutiae, other details of minimal importance that you get it from it as well. So once you have that and you have it nailed down, then you can go into the functional prototypes, which you have to tool up for. And then from there, you'll go into the actual production of the knives. So, this is where they're at in the design process right now, trying to figure out what they like or dislike once it's in this format. Get the various components in to build the working prototypes. So anyway, so that's where they're at in the process. Again, hopefully by the end of the year, they will have, hopefully they'll be out by the end of the year. But again, things happen in manufacturing. You can't really hold someone to a specific time or date, as we've seen from all of the major companies, which is why many of them don't even announce when they're coming out anymore. It simply comes when it comes. But yeah, so anyways, that's pretty much it. Just a look at kind of a behind the scenes within the knife industry, things that you guys typically don't get to see or I don't get to see. But a really interesting aspect of the build process. So thanks again to Koenig Knives. Hopefully they'll let me get my hands on a working prototype once they have those made. But again, who knows when that'll be. But I will make more promises, twist arms, and do things that I regret if I can get my hands on one to share with you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the video content here. Again, taking a look at something you don't typically get to take a look at. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. I'll try my best to answer them, and if not, I will direct you to Koenig Knives for, again, the upcoming Arius model. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Take care.